We're talking about being led by the Spirit. Last time we were together in this video series, I shared with you John 10:10, Ephesians 2:10 from the Amplified Bible, talking about the good life, the good plan, the good pathway that God has for us. You know, the answer really to 1,001 questions for believers so many times is a very simple one. The answer is just be led. Just be led by the Holy Spirit. Now, that's easy for me to say. I can say it very quickly. But being led by the Spirit really has several components that have to be covered if we're going to really learn this wonderful privilege of being led by the Spirit. The blessed life, I'm convinced, is impossible without being led by the Spirit. And so, therefore, this becomes paramount. So important for us to learn. And actually, for a believer, this is an edge that no unbeliever in the world has. Because only those in covenant relationship with God, those who are born again, only those men and women today are able to tap into the resources that the Holy Spirit brings to our lives to lead us, to guide us. You see, the Lord knows the future better than we remember our past. He understands where we need to be today in order to position us for the tomorrows and the next weeks and the next years of our life. A lot of times we want all the answers now. I'm that way. You know, I like to just get things done. I really, I like to see details taken care of, but I don't even want to hear all the details all the time. I just like to get to the bottom line. And I like to know what's coming and be ready. But so many, many times in life we find ourselves doing what 2 Corinthians 5:7 says. We walk by faith, not by sight. Now, sometimes that's uncomfortable on the flesh. That's uncomfortable for our minds, you know, because we want all the answers. We want to know what everything's going to be like. But God takes great pleasure when we step out, one step at a time, trusting Him. That's one of the great keys to the Christian life. And of course, last week's scriptures that we shared with you dealt with the fact that you can trust God. Because if you know that Jesus came to give us a good life, He didn't come to steal from us. He didn't come to kill us. He didn't come to destroy in our lives. As a matter of fact, He said that's what the devil comes to do. If you really understand that God has a good plan, a good pathway for a good life for you, then you will trust Him to take the next step, whatever that may be. Maybe it's a career step, something to do with a relationship. Maybe it's a financial investment or you know, any number of things. Where to go to school, where to move to if you need to move. There are a lot of questions that people have. And the answer is being led by the Holy Spirit. And so when you really understand that this is the way God operates, and of course it is, you must realize He would never ask us to do something we couldn't do. And in the book of Romans, chapter 8, we read these words beginning in verse 14. For as many as are led by the Spirit of God, these are the sons of God. So that tells me that if I'm a son of God or a child of God, then I have a right to be led by the Spirit. So here's one of my verses that I'm going to claim by faith and trust God that He's going to lead me. The 16th verse says that the Spirit Himself bears witness with our spirit that we are the children of God. And so there is a way that God will witness to us in our spirit, not our head, and not the outside circumstances. Sometimes whenever you're doing what God told you to do, it's going to look like there's no way it's going to work. But God always has a plan. God always has a way. And so we're going to talk more about this in upcoming videos, so I hope you'll join us as we begin to talk about the foundational prerequisites for being led by the Spirit of God. God bless you.